All right, you guys, we are just one day away from the Iowa Hawkeyes season opener tomorrow versus Southern University Jaguars. I cannot wait for this game, but we have Iowa Athletic Director Beth Goetz and head coach Jane Jenson pretty much letting it be known like this program is ready to take the next step, and it's all because of Caitlin Clark and the impact she has left on the program. And she basically put the world onto the University of Iowa, and that's why Iowa has been able to get transfers like Chit Chat, 5 stars like Addie Deal, and the 5 stars they're going to have coming next season. Let's get right into it. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification, hype the video. It is always, always greatly appreciated. Let's first take a listen to what the athletic director had to say about the impact Caitlin Clark has left on the program with all of her accomplishments and why they are now headed in the direction they are. And then we'll get into head coach Jenson.
With a humble, hardworking, phenomenal talent who then now is
Let me start.
none more than who she is, obviously, and the work she's put in. But I think all of those things sort of conspired together at the right moment in history, with a humble, hardworking, phenomenal talent who then now is a national phenom. Is doing great things at the professional level and is a household name across the country and to some extent even beyond that. And so it just really was a really special thing to be a part of. And it just, you start to see your crowds grow and a few autographs and all of a sudden you're sold out. And then there's line after line at your place, which makes sense. But now you're selling out the venues you're going to and looking at these lines building up outside of where your bus is parking, and it really was a special moment.
It had to be crazy because Iowa wasn't drawing like huge crowds when Caitlin first got there. Like her freshman year, she went crazy. She went absolutely bonkers. Sophomore year went crazy. It's just like it grew and grew and grew and grew. It got to the point where it's like she was literally selling out every game, just like she's doing in the WNBA. When she played at the University of Minnesota, everybody in Minnesota wanted to see her. When she played at Maryland, everybody in Maryland wanted to see her play. She literally like changed the entire landscape. So to see it happen like firsthand for Beth had to be crazy. It had to be.
Just to see the game grow, to see how she handled that, how her teammates, her coaching staff handled that, and it's going to be fun to watch her continue to have just incredible success throughout her career.
All right, man. That is Beth Goetz. She's ready for the Iowa Hawkeyes women's program to continue to rise. Let's take a listen to what head coach Jen Jenson had to say about the win they just had in preparation for tomorrow's game.
Look at. What do you think of their performance?
Yeah, I mean, there were a couple pieces I thought we really needed to have. We just, without a true point guard, Addie Deal always played a combo guard, but we didn't have a true point. And Chat is just, she's got a lot of fun about her, and I think we're just scratching the surface. I think that what we can see her do, and she just is just fun, right? And I think she's shifty, and she can give us some on-ball defensive presence that we need to up that. We'll talk about that later. But Emily Rodriguez is a bucket getter, and the patience you have to have with Emily is just learning a new system. Emily's story is really unique, right? She was in the DR about 3 years ago, and then comes in to Florida, plays a year of high school ball, gets recruited, goes to Central Florida, and now she's here. A completely different environment, especially a winter here in about a month, right? But learning to really play within a system. She's never had to do that. So we've been seeing great strides of the last, I'd say, probably a week. So if that keeps coming along, I think that they really will be really valuable moving forward for sure.
I'm telling you, the backcourt between Chit Chat and Addie Deal, I'm sold on the backcourt. Now I'm cool with like Fearbox, she can shoot it. She hot and cold. But I'm telling you, once Addie Deal really gets settled in, her and Chit Chat gonna be doing things in this backcourt that they're gonna be able to rival any backcourt in the country. Emily Rodriguez looked really good in that first game. She can really, really shoot the basketball. She's a pure scorer. Well, give them some time. I think this backcourt is gonna be very, very legit.
Sure, and when Tegan got that kind of weird foul, she just hit her ankle, really tweaks it in a weird way. And so she was going to try to play, but she's having a hard time putting pressure on it. So kind of a freak thing. So I don't know if it was just, if it'll be a one-day thing or if it's a longer day thing. We'll know a little bit more tomorrow. And then Chad, I think, was just cramping. I think it was just a really bad cramp. And at that point, we didn't really need to, I need to get some other people minutes. But fingers crossed that they're both just a kind of a weird thing. The things that I was hoping to see out of certain people, I started to see. And we can start with Chit Chat and Emily with that. I think, Ava, she did great. I love her, believe me. But, they're not 6'4" that we're going against either, right? So you can be excited, but it's also, what's coming down the pike. And let's just start with, in our conference with UCLA, right? But what I loved is that Ava was a lot more aggressive and she was assertive and she was bearing her, especially the second half. I really challenged him the first half. I was not happy with, golly, we were posting up 2 feet from the lane and we were just being so nice and then the whole spacing of passing was terrible. And I was like, look, we know that that's not how we do it. You gotta, and I might have owed Ava coffee. I said, if anybody gets an offensive foul, so it's Ava that gets a foul and Hannah has her teammates back and she's like, you owe her coffee. And I was like, it wasn't even you, Ava might have forgot it. But I was just trying to instill, you need to dominate. And I thought the second half, just by virtue, they don't have as much size, especially when they weren't playing, they're big. We did what we should have done. But I love how Ava runs and all the things. So,
and I'm telling y'all, the Ava girl is legit, man. She looked really good in that game, man. She played a really good game.
We got to see those last few minutes for Addie. Just for her confidence more than anything else. I mean, I know what she can do, right? See her continue the trajectory, but there's nothing like experience. Taylor and Kylie, they've just been there. They understand how it works. They understand the shifts, and I hope as our young kids they figure that out and grow, that you'll see a little bit more fluidity. But I was really happy that we got to see those last few minutes for Addie, just for her confidence more than anything else. I mean, I know what she can do, right?
I guess I know this is a smaller team that you just went against, but it feels like Layla Hayes in that fourth quarter, you kind of saw her confidence ascend, and regardless of they're big or short, I mean, she was battling through a lot of contact layups. I mean, how encouraging is that to see that she got better as the game went on?
I was really happy with that. The one thing will continue Layla's trajectory is she is the sweetest, and to get her to be a little ornery in there and just to be a little bit feisty. And I thought we saw a little bit of that. She did snap, a few, and then she got a foul too, didn't she, down there trying to rebound or something? So I think that was big for her. She was pretty wide-eyed going in the first half. It was, and sucking wind, that nervous, and I think she missed a couple weeks of the season because she had a concussion. So she kind of lost a lot during that time. They always do, boy. Ava Hyden, the same thing last year. She was out for 2 weeks. She was going gangbusters, and then you miss 2 weeks, and we put in a lot of new stuff, and man, their heads are spinning. So I was really happy with them that she started to show a little more, kick butt type of toughness.
So the Iowa Hawkeyes, they're going to be ready for this game tomorrow, man. Jenson's going to have them ready to go. And obviously, look, they have Hannah Stokey, who's been there, done that. Kylie Fowlerback. They have some players who have been there and done that, but the new pieces, the Chit Chats, the 5-star Addie Deal have to gain some experience and some time together ultimately. And that is how they come together is going to determine how far this team can go. I will be live for the game tomorrow. So make sure you pull up to the Hawkeye Lounge. This Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel.